If you're going into year 13 and you're applying to study law, save this video because I'm going to tell you how I would approach a law personal statement in 2026. Also, hi guys, I know I disappeared for a little bit. Started a job over the summer, so I've been trying to figure out how to balance work, how to balance content creation while still having a life. So posting has been a little bit difficult and a bit sparse, but we're back. I actually made a video about personal statements about a year back, but UCAS has completely changed their format since the time I have applied for law. So I'm going to be explaining the new format a little bit more in depth today. I thought this was the perfect time to make an updated version since so many of you guys are going to be going into year 13 in about 2 weeks. So question 1 is, why do you want to study this course? This is where you need to show genuine intellectual interest in law. For example, in my personal statement, I started off by writing about a case, which was Lipton and BA City Flyer. I gave my own opinion on the judgment, and I also connected that to Jonathan Sumption's Law in the Time of Crisis, where I just discussed the book during periods of disruption and how the law shapes rules during that time. Also discussed about how judges perhaps aren't elected body figures, so how does that tie in with democracy? You can't just tell them that you're interested in law, you need to show them exactly why you are interested in law. Question 2 is about how your education has prepared you. Now, I know for law you don't really need any direct subjects to be able to study law. You may think maybe essay-based subjects do help you a little bit. Think about different essays, projects that you've done at school, initiatives studied where you developed skills directly relevant to law, like analysing arguments, evaluating evidence, and just considering different perspectives. And explain the connection to your subjects rather than just listing it out one by one. Question 3 is where you've talked about, that's my dog tapping on the floor. Question 3 is where you talk about what you've done outside of education to help you prepare. Now, this can be anything. This can be work experience, volunteering, what you've done at school, even like a leadership role, even things independently explored. In mine, I did a couple bits of work experience with British Airways. I did a bit with a hotel, and it was just direct customer-facing roles. They don't really tie in with law, but there are transferable skills that you can attain from them. I gathered that all, and rather than just listing, oh, I worked here, I explained how skills of, communication, problem solving, people facing, how I could apply that directly to law. And definitely one of the best things I learned is that you don't have to have done some crazy legal internship to be able to study law. There's so many resources online. You have Forage, which is like virtual work experience created by law firms. Or even in my case, I discussed TED Talks like Let's Talk About Injustice by Brian Stevenson, because I could really explain how those experiences shape justice.